You're welcome once again. My name is Kumi. In this tutorial, I will be showing you how to cut and stitch this crop top using a armhole princess dart. In my previous tutorial, I showed you in a great detail how to cut and stitch this skirt. Please do well to check it out. As it's my culture, I have come down by 1 inch from the rough side of the material downward, and then I've gone ahead to mark our bust points, our under bust, our waist, and the full length of the blouse. The full length is 19 inches. I added 1 inch seam allowance to it. That gives me 20. I will still be adding half inch to it at the shoulder for joining. The next thing I will do is to mark our bust span. Our bust span is 7 inches. Half of 7 is 3.5 plus half inch. That gives me 4 inches. So I'll be marking 4 inch at the bust point and at the length of the blouse. Then I'll connect together. I will go over to the shoulder and insert our shoulder measurement. Our shoulder is 15, half of that is 7.5. I will add half inch to it. Come down by 1 inch for shoulder slope and then come down again for our armhole depth. I'm just going to confirm if what I have upward is what I have here as well. I'll connect using my straight ruler and then I will decide the width and the depth of the neckline. I'll be using 3 by 3. We will be using bust allocation method for this pattern. I'm just going to connect like this, and shortly I will be adding half inch for the seam allowance. I'll come down by 0.75. I have explained in my previous tutorial how to determine to what extent to come down at the bust point. I will locate the midpoint of the armhole and then I will mark and also come in by 0.75. I will divide our bust by 2 and add 1 inch to it, then divide by 2 again. I'm going to connect. I am not adding seam allowance yet. This is just a pattern. At the waistline, I will mark 1 inch on both sides. I will do the same at the lower part as well. And I'm going to connect. The upper waist is 28 and the lower waist is 30. So at the full length of the blouse, I will be using 30 inches. Since it's a crop top and it won't get to the hip, we can't use hip measurement rather. So I'm just going to connect like this. I will come up here and extend by 1 inch. And I'm back to the armhole. I will connect from the midpoint to first to the 1 inch, and then I will blend to the rest of the dart. Just going to blend it like this, eliminating any sharp edge that may want to surface. I will divide the waist, which is 28 by 4. That gives me 7. I will mark the lower waist, which is 30 by 4. Don't forget to return the dart that you took. I took 2 inches. Waist divided by 4, that's 7.5. And then I'll return the 2 inches that I took. I'll connect. I will be contouring the under bust. Our under bust is also 28 inches. 28 inches divided by 4, that gives me 7. And then I'm just going to check what I have left. I have 2 inches left. You can choose to take 1 inch on both sides, and you can choose to take a small portion here and the larger portion at the under bust region. That is what I'll be doing. I will, in a bit, to split 2 inches into two. I think I will just take 0.7 here, and then I will take the rest here. It's just a slight difference, but it's fine. I'll connect it to the dart leg like this. You can choose to take 1 inch here. Don't forget, you can share it equally, but I won't be doing that. Take 0.75, can you see? And then I just felt I should run through that again to be sure you are not confused. I will connect like this and then like this. Don't forget, this is bust allocation method. Here I came down by 1 inch at the bust point by the side, and then I'll come here and mark 1 inch and connect. Sometimes I come down by 1.5, I come down by 2 inches. It depends on how busty the person is. I'm talking about the side of the bust where I came down by 1 inch. Sometimes I come down at that region by 1.5, sometimes 2 inches. It depends on the bust of the person, but this is a small size. That's why I came down at the side by 1 inch. I'm just going to cut straight up like this. Don't forget, this is a pattern and we are using bust allocation method. I divided our bust, which is 34 by 2. That gave me 17. I added 1 inch to it. That gave me 18. And then I divided, because the fabric is on fold, so I divided by 2 again. That gave me 9. So that's what I marked at the bust region. Mind you, I have not added the seam allowance yet. This is just a pattern. I'm going to close up the dart like this and tape it. You will notice that I'm not cutting the material underneath. That is me trying to economize my material. It really is no big deal. I just want to be able to use the material underneath, and as well as add the seam allowance to it. But I will be using the center piece. The center piece does not require seam allowance, so I'll be using this one that I'm holding right now. But to the material at the side, I will be adding seam allowance to it. So before I trim this out, I'll be adding ½ inch to it. Please, this is non-negotiable. Add ½ inch to it. If not, you are going to experience shortage of material. Now you can trim off like this, and then come over here and trim off like this. This is what it looks like. I will be using this material. First, I will secure it with pin to ensure that my measurements are accurate. I'll be using seam allowance of 2.5. So I will be adding 2.5 inches to the bust, 2.5 inches to the waist, to both waist, the natural waist and the full length of the blouse. So 2.5. I'm just going to blend this in like this, just a little curve. Now you can trim out. When we are done with this, I will go ahead and place it on my main fabric and cut it out. But I would like to show you the reason why I added ½ inch to it at the armhole region. Remember I said you are going to experience shortage of material if you don't have the half inch, right? I'll show you now. I just remembered that I haven't confirmed the under bust with you. So if you place it like this, you should get exactly your under bust divided by 4. Our under bust is 8 divided by 4. You can see that we have 7. So it means I contoured the under bust accurately. So without adding the half inch, if you so you know we are going to stitch with half an inch, right? So you can see it's not even accurate again. It's already you can see we are short of half inch, but if the stitching starts from that half inch that I added, we are not going to experience shortage. So do well to add yours when you are cutting. I will be taking off 1 inch at the length of the lining, yes, like this. But I won't cut it yet. I'm going to use it to cut my main fabric, and then I will trim this off afterwards. I have cut down my main fabric. Another frustrating thing is not indicating the right and the wrong side of your fabric. At this point, please indicate. It can be really frustrating, especially if you are working with 100% cotton and you can't differentiate between the right side and the wrong side. Please indicate at this point. I have trimmed off 1 inch. I will explain to you as we proceed. So remember I took 3 inches off, right? So from that 3 inches, I will continue and measure 7 inches. And I'll make a curve like this. I'll be replacing it with this. Just going to trim it like this. So I have cut my interfacing on it. The interfacing is the same size with the main fabric, not the lining. I have indicated my under bust. This wording stops at the under bust. Just going to flip my material over like this and trim gently, following the same pattern as the main fabric. This also stops at the under bust. I'm just going to trim like this. I'm going to place it, I'm going to stitch with half inch, so I'm just going to place it all around like this to see if the wording will tally with the other one at the process of stitching. At this point I realized one is higher than the other, so I'm just going to add to the other one. See, I've added to it, so when I stitch it's not going to be longer than the other. So I gave the under bust a notch because it is always difficult to iron wording. That's why I decided to place my hemming gum like this. I don't want the wording to extend to the armhole region, so I'm just going to, I should have done it earlier. It skipped my mind. It's not too late. Just going to do like this. Place my interfacing. I'm going to do like this. I will repeat the same process for the remaining piece of fabric that is left. You see the extra that I added? I'm going to place it. I have gone ahead to stitch. You can see it's stable now. So I'm just going to pin like this. And using half inch seam allowance, I'm going to stitch all the way. So you don't stitch from this part, you stitch from the lower part. Yes, from here. Just go ahead and stitch with half an inch, and then you guide, follow every curve, and then you stitch slowly, slowly. I've used this to cut the material. I just added about quarter of an inch. The material is stretchy, so you can see this is equal. I gave it a notch, opened it up, and gave it a very good press. I did the same to the lining as well. Stitch this place with half an inch. Before you proceed, push the lining like this and top stitch. When you are done, you adjust like this. You are going to have excess, but you are going to flip it up like this and stitch with half an inch. I've done that. I'm just going to place the lace secure with pin. This is a little bit technical, I won't even lie. Just take your time, as much time as you need, but it's going to come out as intended. You just need time. And it's because of that V at the center. So going to stitch like this. I've done that. I'm going to push it out from the armhole, and this is what I have. By the time I give that net a very good press, on a low heat, mind you, it's going to be relaxed. This is what it looks like. Remember, I gave the lower part 1 inch seam allowance, right? Half inch has gone inside, and this is another half inch inside that we can see. And then this is what I use to iron the bust region. Don't ever iron it flat, iron it this way. This is what I use to iron it. I just tucked some piece of fabric together, and that's that for the front. This is the back. I am marking 1.5 inch. This is for zipper allowance. I will be connecting like this. I'll go ahead and place my shoulder measurements. Come down by 1 inch. You can be creative. You can be inconsistent with the depth of your neckline, but you see the width. It is whatever you use for the front that you use for the back. So that is why I use 3 inches width and 1 inch depth. This is my shoulder slope. I'm going to add half inch seam allowance. Connect like this. Armhole depth is bust divided by 6 plus 1.5. I'm going to come down. This is our bust point. Our bust point, we used 10 for the front, but we'll be using 9 for the back because there is no, the bust pushed the fabric at the front, but there's no bust at the back. So it's going to be 9 inches. And then placing my measurement like this, I will be marking our waist line. That is because there is no bust at the back. Still placing my measurement like this, I will be marking 20 inches. Can you see? So it means the back piece is shorter than the front piece by 1 inch. I want to effect the sway back. This is the sway back effect. I have come in by half an inch and slanted this way. I will return the half an inch here and slant it. This is so that the zipper will not bulge. If you see a zipper bulge out, this is the process that was omitted. So from the actual length, I'm going to insert a bust span and I will connect. I won't be coming down at all. So I'll just mark half inch on both sides like this and I'll connect. I'll come over to the armhole region. But this way, I'm going to divide our bust by 2 and minus 1 and then divide the answer by 2. That's what I marked. Bust, which is 34 divided by 2, that gives me 17 minus 1, that gives me 16 divided by 2, and that gives me 8. Waist divided by 4, return the dart that you took. The lower waist divided by 4, return the dart that you took as well, and connect in this manner. I will be adding seam allowance. You will notice that when I started taking the measurement, I started taking it from the new line. I forgot to return. I just realized I didn't return the dart. So I'll be adding seam allowance. My measurement starts from this new line. Can you see? Waist divided by 4. Return the dart. Don't forget to return the dart. This was just a narrow escape. Bust divided by 2 minus 1. There is no bust at the back. The front bust is bigger than the back. The back is flat. So I'll be marking 0.75 here, just like I did for the front. I'll connect like this, and then I will come down by 3 inches. Then with a very slight curve, I will connect. I'm just looking for the right spot. Connect this way. Then I'm going to eliminate the sharp edge. I'm going to cut it straight up, and just as I slanted the front, I will slash this place open, and I'll return it half inch there. This is the method that I use and it works perfectly for me. Perfectly. And don't forget, it is called the bust allocation method. At your leisure time, you can place your measuring tape across your bust measurement to the armpit, find out what you get, and then place your measuring tape from your back across your back to the armhole region and see what you get. You will realize that the front bust is bigger than the back bust. The back is flat, there is nothing there. That's why I took 1 inch from the back and added it to the front. Remember I said the bust divided by 2 plus 1. So that one I took it from the back and added it to the front because the back is flat. And the back bust point is 9 inches. There is no bust at the back to raise the fabric up. That's why I use 9 inches. And you will also realize that when I wanted to measure the waist, I removed 1 inch from it. My tape was started from 1 inch. I don't know if you understand. I have come down by 8 inches here for the back, and then I mark the 8 inches here as well, but I will be coming down by half an inch from that 8 inch, and I will slant it like this. Just trust me and follow every process to the latter. Just as I took 1 inch off the hem of the lining, I did the same for the back piece as well. And I've used this fabric to cut the lace. I added about quarter of an inch allowance. That's because this is very stretchy. Instances when I added more than quarter of an inch, like half, like one, I regretted it though. It was puffing up. That's why I resorted to about quarter of an inch. It will stretch. Don't worry. So this is what it looks like. So I'm going to use a black bias to stitch that part. This is what we are seeking to achieve. I have stitched this. Can you see? Can you see? We turn this over to the wrong side. I will turn the fabric to the wrong side and insert this. I'm going to place it like this and secure with my pin. Just going to adjust. I'm going to stitch with half an inch. I will do the same process for the other piece as well. So this is what it looks like. Remember I gave the zipper allowance of 1.5 inch. I've used half inch to turn it with the lining. So I'm going to be stitching the remaining 1 inch. This is what it looks like. I've gone ahead to stitch using my seam allowance. I've joined the shoulder. I'm going to open, I gave that place a very good press. I'm going to open it up and put my zip. I have put the sleeve over and over again. I have shown you how to stitch your sleeve, so I won't be going through that again. Look at the zipper. Can you see? Just going to, I won't be putting button, or I'll just be I will put a loop there. If you put button O, it will be tearing off from there, so I'm just going to use a loop. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you in my next video. Bye.